We are back at Happy Valley on Wednesday night after a huge day at Sha Tin on the weekend. Of course, it was BMW Hong Kong Derby Day, and Golden 60 completed the clean sweep of the 4-year-old series. More on that very shortly, but a very warm welcome to the show. I'm Andrew Lejeune, joined in the studio by our form analyst Paul Lally and race caller Tom Wood as well. Tom, what a terrific day Sunday was, but we'll get to that in a moment. Hopefully, what a terrific night of action ahead of us too.
Yeah, 8 races coming up at Happy Valley. Some good races towards the back end of the program. Dancing Fighters stepping out fresh up later on in the night. Race number 6. Sank on Sank going round in race number 7, and some nice enough types going round in the last. So certainly a strong finish to the program at Happy Valley, but it was a super day on Sunday at Sha Tin.
It was, and I think the TT and the 6-up went off, didn't they, Paul? What have we got jackpot-wise this week?
No, nothing actually. So everything's been won at this stage. But some really good even races, I think, throughout the card. So there's plenty of opportunity to get some good betting opportunity, betting money and winning some money for the weekend. So, look, there's some good racing.
Excellent. All right, we're looking forward to that. We'll launch straight into it as well, because there's plenty to get through on today's show. Starting off, looking back on the weekend's action and the BMW Hong Kong Derby. The Golden 60 had been nothing short of brilliant in winning the first 2 legs of the 4-year-old series in the mile and the Cup. As they swung into the straight, though, it was a mid-race move from Blake Chin on Playa de Puente that had everyone holding their breath, really. Yeah,
well, they'd backed it off towards the end of the back straight in terms of the speed, and Blake whipped around and injected some real pace into the race. It was a great ride, one of the real great rides you'll see in terms of losing victories here, and he only just got nailed in the shadows of the post here. Golden 60, that trademark turn of foot, Paul, set him up for the dash to the finish there.
Yeah, there was no problems with him staying, was there, at all? He ran one of the fastest last sectionals we've seen for a long time.
Sub 22.
Yeah, so it was just an amazing race overall. It just lived up to all the hype. I mean, Playa del Puente, he was the outsider. He went clear, and the favourite managed to run him down, and it was a super horse, and only a super horse could have run him down.
And, yeah, absolutely.
It was Golden 60.
Blake getting a lot of love on social media about his ride on Playa de Puente, but obviously Francis Loy with first and third as well. Shouldn't forget about More Than This, who maybe would have been suited by the race tactics, how it played out, but still first and third in his first winning derby as well. It's not a bad effort, is it?
Yeah, first and third, and of course the owner of More Than This had Playa del Puente, so he ran second and third in the derby. So was a great effort all round from Francis Loy. Vincent Ho really stamping his authority amongst the jockeys' ranks here. Now he's done that for the last 2 years, and that was really the cap on his great last couple of seasons.
Yeah, and it's not over yet. Golden 60 stays as he was on 112. The big movers were really Seattle Choice and Wellington. What a win that was.
I think Mark said in the call it was arrogant, wasn't it? And he was right. The horse won really nicely. Zach managed to slot in towards the back, and it was a really good turn of foot. He didn't even move on the horse, so he's exciting.
He is. 3 out of 3 for Richard Gibson now. Zach Purton, first time in the saddle, as Alexi Bedell, of course, is now back in Europe. They were the big winners on the day. We'll see if we can find you some more, though, with our horses to follow. All right, we had plenty of first starters, lots of lightly raced horses on the undercard. Paul, what did you find for us?
Yeah, this is one of them, a horse called Fighter Boy. Now, I thought he'd go forward. They actually elected to go back in the race. You can see him there in the purple colours. He's sort of second last as they turn for home. And I just like the way he made up some ground late. The race wasn't run to suit for him. He got back. I think next time from a lower draw, you'll see a change in tactics. This was only his third start, and you can see him finishing off nicely. He just sort of goes out of picture there, but when they come back out, and if you do get a chance, have a look at that head on as well. See, he finished just in behind.
All right, it's Breeze of Spring with his maiden victory. What do you find, Tom?
I went back to last Wednesday night at Happy Valley with Mig Energy here. This horse was fancied at the market, went round at 9 to 1. He'd come from overseas, had Mig Energy. He's out of the stable of Tony Cruz. Vincent Ho rode him on this occasion. I thought he stayed on okay here. He's in the white cap there with the blue spots. Maybe a little bit one-paced for a few strides, but I thought stayed on okay. This race won by Very Sweet Orange off the front, but it certainly wasn't the worst of runs, and he was supported.
That was Wagner Borges' first win here in Hong Kong as well. For me, we're going back to Sunday again. This is Hall of Champ in race number 5. Now, Pinghai Bravo wins the race. He's just behind him at this point. Pinghai Bravo was the 1.6 favourite. This is his third start now, Hall of Champ. They debuted him. He just sort of got held up there for a moment or so, just while Matthew was trying to keep Matthew Poon in the saddle, just trying to build up some momentum. That's Glen Ely Generals in front of him. Debuted over 1,400 metres. They've dropped him back to 12 for his last 2 starts. Wouldn't be a surprise to see him step back up in trip. That horse finishing strongly as well, Happy Alumni. He blew the start. Wasn't a bad effort from him, but he's hardly a dark horse. But yeah, up in trip. Used to be Muharnak when he raced in the UK. He's Hall of Champ. All right, those are the horses to follow as far as the Stewards report is concerned. There aren't any, which is a clean weekend. But we do have some jockey changes for you heading into Wednesday night, because Keith Young wasn't feeling well after racing on Sunday. So although the doctor has examined him, he seems fine. He's still missed Wednesday night. So Target Finder, Win for Youth, Perfect Harmony, Hang's Decision and Sonic Fighter all have new jockeys. Jack Wong, Alex Light and Ben So are the new men on board. All right, that leads us into previewing Wednesday night's programme with the 8 races on the A course. It is meeting number 56 of the season. We start off with a Class 5 over the 1650, the only Class 5 of the night, headed by Galaxy Racer, who's been placed on his last 2 starts. Beaten favourite last time out. Bundled Energy, first up since November. He's still a maiden after his 20 starts. Great Harvest, 4th last time out. Behind Savvy 7, should roll forward. Victory Song gets the blinkers on for the first time. Wonderful Tiger's a 2-time course and distance winner this season. Quite Young Brothers for Richard Gibson and Matthew Poon will jump from barrier number 7, a 2-time winner from his 37 starts. And Vertus Star try the Shadow Roll. He was 3rd last time out behind Blooming Spirit. Zach Burton maybe looking at a pound or 2 overweight. No horses up at Chung Far Tom, so straight into the Speedman.
Yeah, good to slow here. The prediction for race number 1, Class 5, 1650. Target Finder may be up on the pace. He's sort of raced relatively handy, but you'd probably say Great Harvest is the likely leader. Maybe even Divine Power looks to join him from gate number 8 with Victor Wong. Mischievous Sunday may be caught wide. Victory Song. Galaxy Racer should receive a nice run. Bundle of Energy first up off a Bleeding Attack. He's sort of midfield and should be able to slot on. Vertus Star for a new trainer is back at the end of the field.
That was back in November with Bundle of Energy. This is his track work since, and he goes nicely here with Joe Moreira aboard. He's just working with a partner horse there and SWAT Troopers win. But a good piece from Bundle of Energy, so he looks ripe going into this race. A Great Harvest, Matthew Chadwick doing the work on him. Just nice, quiet work. But from barrier 4, he should get a really nice run in the race. And you can see the horse does it effortlessly as well. So nice and relaxed here in the mornings is a Great Harvest. And the other one we're going to look at is Vertus Star. Now, he's changed stables. He's now with Frankie Law, and he stretches out really nicely in this piece as well. So Shadow Roll will go on him on race day.
OK, we'll have a look at Vertus Star in a second or so. Let's start off, though, with Galaxy Racer and Great Smart. Galaxy Racer was favourite for this race, beaten 3/4 by break record.
Yeah, and it wasn't a bad run. This is his first step up to 1650 metres. He's got, he had barrier 7, so he probably got a little bit further back than he'd want to. From barrier number 3, he should get a really nice run. Great Smart, blinkers will go back on. He'll need something to help him, but I thought it was a good run there from Galaxy Racer.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad run. Stayed on at the end. Vincent Ho, Zach, of course, jumping on board Vertus Star in this race, but he was good enough at the end, I thought. Probably good enough to take a race like this. OK, this is Vertus Star back at the trials along with Great Harvest, Target Finder and Wonderful Tiger, since off the boil since his 2 wins early in the season.
Yeah, he has indeed. He hasn't really lived up to those wins, has he? Great Harvest, I thought it was a nice trial from him just in behind. And Vertus Star, I managed to find spots for both these 2 horses. I thought they went well enough here. And interesting that Zach is jumping on Vertus Star, and he's now with Frankie Law. They're putting the Shadow Roll on him as well. Yeah,
Vertus Star, he certainly caught the eye last time out. Interesting, he has changed to trainer, and he seemed to trial OK with that Shadow Roll on. So he's another one that's a must in this race.
All right, last race we'll have a look at is Kwai Chung Brothers and Chu Chow Kid. Now, numerically, they're quite a long way down the field, so what can we expect from them?
He was beaten 5 lengths last time out, just battled fairly. He's won off a mark of 30. He's one of 3 horses in this race that have actually won a race. The 3 horses are 4, 7 and 11. They've both won a couple of races each. So, race that's somewhat deprived of good form. No, I can't have it.
No, I haven't got them in either. I just, coming back to Happy Valley might help a little bit, but it's a bit of a long bow for me.
All right, OK. So it's a no for Kwai Chung Brothers and Chu Chow Kid. Galaxy Racer is our favourite. Paul, where are you looking?
Yeah, I've got him on top, Galaxy Racer. I just thought it was a really nice run from him last start. He, his second start at 1650, I think, looks ideal for him. A Bundle of Energy's won in a higher grade. Well, hasn't won, sorry. He's been placed in a higher grade before. He comes in fresh. That's the best time to get these bleeders. Vertus Star with the lightweight and a new stable. And Great Harvest from the front. So 1, 2, 12 and 13.
Very similar numbers for me with the top weight here. Horse number 1, Galaxy Racer for Casper Founds and Vincent Ho. Midfield ran on well enough at the end behind break records, so he's the top horse for me. The Q horse is Virtus Star, who ran well last start and ran well 3 runs ago. Bundle of Energy, they say, normally catch a bleeder first time out. Well, here he is first time out. Joe Moreira, David Hall, and of the rest I threw in Great Harvest because there wasn't anything else I wanted to put in, so 1, 12, 2 and 3.
All right, yeah, 1 on top for me as well, Galaxy Racer. I'll leave you guys with a Bundle of Energy. Wish you the very best. Victory Song.
Yours, isn't he?
He is an old favourite, but I left him alone this time. Victory Song, blinkers on for the first time. Wasn't the worst run last time out. Neil Callan from Barrier 9. He's a big price at the moment. That is race number 1. All right, second race on the programme. 1650 once more. We go up in class, though. Class 4 for the second.